News 46 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, the sheriff has new leads in an investigation. Fire restrictions go into effect on public lands. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Dogs and cats have died from suspected poisoning. The sheriff says she has some hot leads that are being investigated and says she will never give up. It's June 2nd, 2017. I'm Deanna O'Donnell, and this is News 46. It's hard to imagine what would drive a person to purposely poison an animal, knowing the misery and pain that it causes the animal and its loving owners. It has been a few weeks since any more animals have gotten sick from eating tainted meat someone threw in the residence yards in Comstock Park and on the roadway in other areas of town. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is continuing to investigate this crime, which has killed several animals. Police hope they will be able to conduct an arrest soon before any other animals suffer.
Well, the investigation is still ongoing, and they do have a few more leads. I have one investigator that's working his heart out and a couple of other ones that are helping him.
But it's expanded past Comstock Park, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. The last time that this happened, it did not expand outside of Comstock Park. This time it is expanding, and we don't know whether it's copycat or whether it's the same person.
Have you guys done an analysis of the meat to find out what kind of poison is being used?
The veterinary people do that. We don't have that back yet. But the necropsy, we have one necropsy back, but we haven't had the other ones come back yet.
Do you know what they are saying right now at this point?
I don't.
If anybody sees anything suspicious, if they find any meat in their yard or on the street, they are urged to contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, please package it up, stick it in your refrigerator, and call us. We'll come get it.
All right. 775-751-7000.
Yep. As a matter of fact, if you can leave it in place and it won't endanger your animals, call us and we'll come pick it up. Okay. That way the integrity is there.
All right. And then, so you're looking at some more leads. If anybody has any leads, they can also call you with an anonymous tip?
Absolutely. And we'd love to hear from them.
The name of an ATV rider who died last weekend has been identified by the Nye County Sheriff's Office. 59-year-old Stephen William Lewis from North Las Vegas died on Sunday, May 28th in Amargosa when the off-road vehicle he was riding in the dunes crashed. He was not wearing a seatbelt or a helmet at the time of the crash when he was ejected from the vehicle. Fire restrictions took effect in Pahrump on May 22nd and yesterday on public lands.
So all of the federal land management agencies enacted fire restrictions on June 1st, which was yesterday. And basically that means that certain types of activities that we know are known fire starters are prohibited on public lands. So for the Bureau of Land Management, that means that we're not allowing campfires anymore. People need to, if they're going to smoke out on public lands, need to do so inside their vehicle. There aren't any open flames, so if you need to do any cutting, welding, or grinding, that requires a permit. And then most importantly, we've seen an increase in shooting-related fires lately. So some of the specific things that you can do to prevent a shooting-related fire are not use steel core ammunition, which is prohibited under the order, or exploding targets, and tracer ammunition, which also are known fire starters.
Because those do start fires, right?
They do indeed, and actually here in Pahrump last night we had a shooting-related fire just outside of town, so we have seen an increase in those type of things lately, and we're really doing everything we can to try to prevent a devastating wildfire in this community.
How many acres were burned?
It was about 2 acres, but you know, every acre counts, and in some areas where the habitat takes a lot longer to recover, those 2 acres probably won't look the same for quite some time.
So tell me about some of the other fire restrictions.
So particularly using an open flame, basically what we're trying to tell folks is that when you're outside enjoying your public lands, just try and be smart and think about any unintended consequences that could happen from your activities.
Are there campgrounds that allow fires like campfires?
So on Bureau of Land Management land, we don't have any established campgrounds in this area that are open right now to open flame or campfires, but the National Park Service and the U.S. Forest Service have different restrictions.
For us, it means that there's no wood or charcoal fires anywhere in our forest except in the developed recreation areas. So places like Wheeler Pass and Lovell Canyon, which people visit frequently with their ATVs and that, there's no campfires on Wheeler Pass or over in Lovell Canyon. If people wanted to go camping for a weekend and have any kind of fire, they'd have to go over to the east side of the range and go to a developed campground.
And so this is a lot, like you said, a lot of people are using that area. So they won't be allowed to have campfires. What's the penalty if they do?
For us, it's a $250 fine. Really, it's about $280 with the administrative cost. But people can also still go out and recreate and have fires, but they need to be a propane or a gas stove fire. So people can go camping and take a gas stove and still have a fire that way, but they just can't have wood or charcoal.
More news after this break.